As a child, I always wondered, the Bible says that the animal came because God caused these animals to come to Noah. And it fascinates me how God could communicate such a complicated species. I really want, as a boy, I really want to know, how does God communicate this to this animal? You know, working on Lion King and Disney and telling stories from animal, perspective, I figured this would be a great story to tell from an animal perspective. So I used Kendu as a fox that he has no idea what this dream's about. Kendu's job was to incubate the dinosaur egg near the volcanoes. So it was extremely harsh work. So Kendu was a dreamer. For Kendu to imagine to be on this salvation boat called the Ark, it would be just mind-blowing. And for him, he can relate. It's like, what good is that? I need freedom. I need to have my purpose in life. Why would I need to go in an Ark? But there was much more in depth. So in this story, in The Giant Leap, it's very important that I want people to walk away that true hero is unseen. In all the ancestors of all the entire fox race, there's not one that got out of that prison world. But because he has that dream, and it's just so strong that it draws him and causes him to go find the giant leap. As soon as he goes out there, he finds his buddy Itzhak, which is a really wild, outlandish, crazy, big mouth talker. And then also on the way, he met this poor, heartbroken koala bear named Odelia, and she has lost her husband as well. So it's the same thing, God used that metaphor to also give her the inspiration, say someday you're going to meet your loved one in this giant leap. In the midst of all, there's this really quiet and mysterious character, the gazelle, just follows him. And in every page you'll see gazelle's shadows. In every page as you flip, you got to find it. And you find it because God is that type of person. He's just quiet, faithful. He may not have hundreds of answers for you, but you can trust that He'll be there to catch you every single day. And I want that kids and adults alike to experience that realize that, what, doesn't matter how you feel that day, God is in control. If I can use this picture to inspire other children to really know that I do have a purpose in life. I do have that ability that I didn't really know I have, and I can get it. Kendu has that type of personality. Eventually he realized, I do have a purpose. I do have that type of, desire to be better, and all of kids can have that desire to be better. Instead of just being busy, doing school, play games, just going through their, childhood and not knowing what is their purpose in life. And I think that's one thing that's lacking right now, that we live in this world that is so digital, that we think digital and we act digital, and we just have this very shallow greeting about one to another. And it's hard to be authentic. And we don't want to be authentic. It's because we don't want people to see through us. And it's hard to be vulnerable. But I think in this project, The Giant Leap, Kendu is very vulnerable. And I think for me, that my life, I'm very vulnerable. And I don't know, I really enjoy being vulnerable. But the more honest, the more transparent you are, the more people can relate with you. If I'm going to act like this big Hollywood Disney hotshot, I think people will like you, they will respect you, but then nevertheless, they can't really relate with you. The Giant Leap is basically more like the springboard to this entire visions of Kendu films. My ultimate dream is to get this thing on the silver screens, to have the whole world experience in through, because in the book, it's so hard for me to really get into details of Kendu's background. And a lot of people read my book, they want to know more. What is Kendu? Whether this thing turns out to be faith-based or not, it doesn't matter to me. But as long as that the child, a boy or a girl, go see this movie, The Giant Leap, that I hope that they experience the power of God.